Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Winning Post. I'm Mandira Lalwani, and before going any further, a quick look at what's coming up.
In this episode, we travel to Singapore for the Patrons Bowl and back to India for the Phillies Championship Stakes and many more races from the Bangalore Turf Club. The Patrons Bowl is the second leg of the 4-year-old challenge. This race is run over 1,600 meters and is worth $500,000 in stake money. The field assembled including reigning Horse of the Year debt collector Infantry, who had been rising exceptionally well. Elite Excalibur, who was unbeaten in Singapore and has returned after a trip to Dubai. Limbs Cruiser, winner of the Group 3 Rocket Man Sprint, as well as the Group 1 Lion City Cup, and last but not the least Alibi, the exciting son of Darcy Brahma, trained by Michael Clements and ridden by Glenn Boss. It was expected that the 4 leading chances would again lock horns in the second leg of the 4-year-old series, and viewers were not disappointed as this turned out to be one of the better finishes of the year. Let's join the action and see what transpired in the second leg of the 4-year-old series.
Second leg of the 4-year-old challenge. Next start, of course, for these, or many of them, will be in the Emirates Singapore Derby. But they're all set. Bar Debt Collector, who now is locked away. He's out to 14, and Limbs Cruiser into 16, heavily backed. And they're set. Group 1. And they're off and running now in the Patrons Bowl. Debt Collector's gone back. Mr. Scorsese, no pace, will be ridden back in last. And Alibi begins fast, so does Predator, who's up on the pace. Lim Samurai away nicely, is moving up into third. Infantry away in a handy spot with 1,400 metres to go. And Absolute Miracle nice and handy as well, as going through near the fence. A few lengths away to Ding Hu Mountain, followed then by Limbs Cruiser. Keep it up out wide from Elite Excalibur. A length and a half, Mr. Scorsese, and Debt Collector about 3 lengths adrift back in last, and for the time being about 15 lengths off them as they run off the far side. And it's Predator who leads from Lim Samurai. Absolute Miracle right behind them, running third. Alibi on the outside is fourth. 2 lengths away Infantry. Then came Limbs Cruiser saving ground on the fence. Ding Hu Mountain further back with Keep It Up. Further back Mr. Scorsese. Elite Excalibur, he's second last with 800 metres to go. And Debt Collector back in last in the Patrons Bowl. And it's Predator held together by John Powell. He's got Lim Samurai for a pike on the outside second, about 3/4 of a length away. They've not gone hard in this. Further back then to Absolute Miracle right behind them. Alibi about to go. Infantry pulls out 3 and 4 deep, followed by Keep It Up. Further back Limbs Cruiser between runners in the blue. Elite Excalibur gets out wide, and Debt Collector is back in last as Predator led. Absolute Miracle gets out. Limbs Samurai is put under pressure. Alibi's moving up as well. Limbs Cruiser needs an out, then Infantry. Further back Elite Excalibur and Debt Collector down the outside. It's Alibi who raced up to Absolute Miracle. Elite Excalibur, he's flying on the outside. It's Alibi who led. It's Alibi just in front, coming through Elite Excalibur and Infantry, but Alibi is going to win again, I think. It's Alibi. Alibi first, Elite Excalibur. Michael Rod thinks Glad Jurek thinks he's won on Elite Excalibur. It's a photo finish. Close up there we've got Limbs Cruiser and also Infantry, and further back to Absolute Miracle. Being followed then by Predator close up with also Limbs Samurai. Then Mr. Scorsese. Keep It Up has finished a long way back with Debt Collector and Ding Hu Mountain.
And you've got to respect this horse's admire his determination to win, you know. It's fair to say that they all had their chance to beat him today. So, but listen, he had a lovely run throughout the race. My plan, basically from the get-go, worked out exactly how I wanted to do it. But you still got to have the horse that's willing to be your partner. And, you know, like I held him up as long as I possibly could. I knew that these very good horses that are chasing me are going to come real strong, real late. So I was just counting before I let him go. But like I said, when I let him go, he responded and he gave me everything he had, just like last start, you know. And you know, I mean, that's his 1,400 mile record is going to be very good, as history will show that he'll be a great 7-furlong mile horse. So he probably won't get any further because he was out there, but just his determination and will to win got him over the line. But anyway, he was a right horse on the right day. Beautifully prepared by Michael, and obviously Chopsy, who looks after him every day. He's done nothing wrong since his last victory, so we knew the writing was on the wall for him to do it again.
So another monster ride by Glenn Boss, and he takes his 94th career Group 1. Michael Clements, as we mentioned earlier in the show, is having a season to remember. And Alibi is now deservedly a Group 1 winner, and that must significantly raise his value. We also commend Michael Clements and the Alibi stable on a job well done with a star. He now heads into the final leg of the 4-year-old World Series and the Emirates Singapore Derby as a leading contender to take out the 4-year-old Triple Crown on the 9th of July. And we look forward to bringing you all that racing action from the Singapore Turf Club.
I would now like to invite the President to present the prizes for the Patrons Bowl to the winning owner, Mr. Seifu Mawa of the Alibi Stable, to step forward and accept the Patrons Bowl. Seifu Mawa accepting this Patrons Bowl on behalf of the Alibi Stable, who are here and no doubt ready to celebrate tonight. The winning trainer, who is not here unfortunately, Michael Clements, but represented by his assistant trainer, Michael White. Michael steps forward to collect the trainer's prize on behalf of Michael Clements. And the winning jockey, once again winning a feature race, it's Mr. Glenn Boss to step forward and accept the jockey's honour for Alibi. Our congratulations to all the winners. Mr. President, please join us for a group photograph with the Alibi Stable following Alibi's victory in the Group 1 Patrons Bowl.
It was another bad day for punters, justifying the top billing in the 8-event card. The fact that 4 second choices nailed bold colours to the mast didn't really help, and most railbirds returned home with a hole in the pocket on the eve of the Phillies Championship Stakes on Saturday, 17 June.
Resort is enough to go for the Division 2 of this Esquire Trophy.
The Esquire Trophy, a Division 2 for maiden horses of 3-year-olds only to race over 1200 meters. Mint, trained by S. Inayatullah, ran 5th in the Karnataka Racehorse Owners Association Million Cup over 1100 meters on the 5th of March and would be looking for a winning spot here with Irvan Singh on her back. The winning pair of S.S. Ataulahi and jockey P. Trevor saddled Sabrina, who would be running her maiden race out here. St. Pauli Girl, trained by Prasanna Kumar, would be riding her first maiden race out here with Kuldeep Singh in the saddle.
By about half in front of Sabrina is on the outside as they begin to negotiate the men and set up for the final run. 2 behind comes the next is the Brooklyn Supreme, then comes Surprise Package as they set up for the final run. And they are homeward bound into the final 400 meters for this Esquire Trophy Division 2. Mint is the one who is about 2 in front of Sabrina, the one which is warming up on the outside. But then another 4-5 lengths behind comes the next is Brooklyn Supreme, but Mint is now clear, goes to about 2.5 in front of Sabrina towards the rail side. Another 4-5 lengths behind is Brooklyn Supreme, River Angel, then comes Surprise Package, but Mint, despite drifting out of the straight course, has that lead about 3 in front and is going to lift the first place from...
Brooklyn Supreme struggled for speed even as Mint went on a start-to-finish mission and established a useful lead without having to expend her energy. Mint kicked clear in the straight to win with a great deal of ease despite drifting out of a straight course. Sabrina rallied along the inside to take the second position. St. Pauli Girl necked out favourite Brooklyn Supreme to save place money.
They are off for the Civil Service Cup, and as they settle down to race...
The feature event of the day was the Civil Service Cup, a Class 1 race over 1400 meters and had 14 horses on the card. Watch My Script, trained by Irfan Ghatala, was an impressive third behind Bold March in her last start on the 5th of March, and though she was coming back in distance, she looked to be readier than the rest with P. Trevor on her back. Attorney General, trained by Neil Darisha, who had moved up in class, was expected to give a good performance, though his ability to tackle tougher company was to be proved, and had Suraj Naredu in the saddle. Let the Lion Roar from Prasanna Kumar's yard had a disappointing 6th in the Dr. MEM Ramaswamy Chettiar of Chettinad Memorial Stayers Cup over 3000 meters on the 4th of March, would be looking to improve on that performance, with Nazirul Alam in the saddle.
Then comes Super Sexes, Rafa keeping company even more wide as Trivalina as they set up for the final run. And they are homeward bound for the Civil Service Cup. And Watch My Script comes to know first the leader. By about a length and a half, two in front. In second is Attorney General giving a couple of hard cracks or so. Then comes Arrogant Approach, Sea Fairy. They are being followed by Super Sexes, Rafa. But Watch My Script now quickening well. Close to about 2.5, 3 in front of Attorney General. Then comes Arrogant Approach, Super Sexes. And on the wide outside, making a forward move, let the line draw. But inside the 450 meters, Watch My Script is not going to pick out to lift the Civil Service Cup from Let the Lion Roar. Then comes Rafa. They've been followed by Baracus, Attorney General.
Trevor Patel had no hesitation in taking Watch My Script to the front from the outside draw, and the progeny of Watch My Script stayed there comfortably to win with a measure of comfort. Let the Lion Roar, who had been a fair performer in top company, moved up with raking strides from the penultimate position at the final bend to finish a good second. Attorney General faded out after staying in touch with the front runner well into the straight to finish fourth behind Rafa. Up next was the upper division, the Esquire Trophy, a Division 1 race for maiden horses of 3 years old only to race over 1200 meters and at 13 horses in the paddock. The good-looking daughter of Phoenix Tower, Australis, trained by Satish Naredu, looked very confident in a maiden race with Suraj Naredu on her back. Athena, trained by SS Ataulahi, who too would be running her maiden race out here with P. Trevor guiding her past the post. Marina Del Rey, trained by L. De Silva, who was fourth in the Navigator Plate over 1100 meters on the 26th of February in Hyderabad, would be looking to improve on that with A. Sandesh in the saddle.
And last of all, there is Dunamis. Back to the leader, Marina Del Rey is continuing to lead this field from Australis nicely into second. They're swinging on a turn to straighten up, but Marina Del Rey is increasing the lead to about 2.5 in front of Australis. After that, there is a fair warning, beginning to get up on the outside. Athena is also now shifting path towards the inside, but Australis breezes past the Marina Del Rey. Australis takes over the running 2.5 lengths in front of Athena, Marina Del Rey, but inside the last 50, Australis is going to lift this one from Athena finishing second. Marina Del Rey, after that there is
Australis had enough speed from the gates and Suraj could settle the fancied runner behind the pace-setting Marina Del Rey. Inside the final furlong, Australis changed gears to go storming clear to win in impressive fashion. Favourite Athena found foot late but rallied well to take the second position. A classic is often won by a horse, even if short on performance, that has been targeted for a particular race and is spot on come the day of running. That the Bangalore Fillies trial stake is one of the plums for which trainer Pacey Shroff aims his Phillies is obvious because he has won the race 4 times in the last 9 years. Satellite, Jacqueline, Amelia and Maisha are his 4 winners, and though he has some way to go before he catches the top pair of AB David and RR Bairamji, 7 wins each, no trainer with a runner on Sunday the 18th of June in the race exceeds his tally.
starters orders. They break away now. Shan Benari planted at the gates.
The Y.S. Subender Memorial Cup, a Class 2 race over 1200 meters, had 15 horses in the paddock. Anna Capri from Pacey Shroff's yard was coming into this race on the back of a win recorded at Ooty and would be looking for yet another win with Suraj Naredu in the saddle. Pearl City, trained by B. Prithviraj, who too was coming into this race on the back of a win in the Kimani Million on the 5th of March. Duke of Clarence, trained by S.S. Ataulahi, would be looking for a winning spot here with P. Trevor, as he was coming into this race on the back of a win as well.
6 lengths away as Tornado tailed off last. Anna Capri showing the way to Lawson. Fabulous touch nicely up on the outside. Zara is holding the fence as they swing around the turn to straighten up. Then there is Queen Credible under the stick, but Anna Capri has got a lead of about 2.5. Fabulous touch is moving into second. Duke of Clarence coming up on the outside. After that there is Paul City, and then there's Gypsy on the wide outside, but Anna Capri has still got a lead of about 2.5, 3 in front of Duke of Clarence and Paul City. Anna Capri is going to lift the wire Subender Memorial Cup from Paul City finishing second. Then there is Duke of Clarence. After that that's Queen Credible.
Anna Capri had the speed to overcome the wide outside draw and was in front within the first furlong. Anna Capri quickly established her supremacy in the straight to win quite capably from fast-finishing Pearl City, who got into the rhythm rather too late. Duke of Clarence necked out Queen Credible to get third place.
And they're off and racing for the Phillies Championship Stakes Grade 1.
The first classic of the season was the Phillies Championship Stakes for 3-year-old fillies over 1600 meters and had 13 in the parade ring. Pacey Schroff, who has won this race for the last 4 years, saddled 2 horses. Manifold, who was second in the Forbes Breeders Juvenile Phillies Championship over 1600 meters on the 19th of March in Mumbai, would have leading pro Neeraj Rawal guiding her past the post. And Windsor Forest, a talented daughter of Phoenix Tower, who was second in the Nilgiris Derby Stakes over 1600 meters on the 7th of May in Ooty, would have Suraj Naredu in the saddle. Romantic Star, trained by S. Padmanabhan, who was coming into this race on the back of a win in the beautiful Babe Plate over 1400 meters on the 10th of June, would be looking for a winning spot here with Pete Trevor in the saddle. M.K. Jadhav trained Themis in the silks of Mr. Vijay Shirke and Mr. K.N. Dhanji Boy, who was coming into this race on the back of a win in the Forbes Breeders Juvenile Phillies Championships over 1600 meters on the 19th of March in Mumbai, would be looking for yet another win out here with A. Sandesh on her back.
And the Sana comes in first. Angel starts the one which is warming up on the outside. Then comes Kangra, who is now beginning to make his run on the outside, and further back comes next is Manifold. In between runners is Romantic Star, and Windsor Forest is shooting through in between runners. But inside the final 150 meters, Manifold on the outside, just the leader from Romantic Star, Windsor Forest. Then comes Themis coming in far too late, but Manifold from Romantic Star. Manifold has won the Phillies Championship Stakes from Romantic Star. Then we have Windsor Forest, Themis. Kangra comes the next. They have been followed by Implicit Trust, Castilla, Sana, Serrado. They have been followed by Angel Touch, Glittering Gold, Streak Ahead, and ending up last was Eternal Angel.
After winning the Champion of Champions event, the Indian Turf Invitation Cup in March, Temerity, wearing the coveted sash, champion trainer Pacey Schroff and the leading pro Neeraj Rawal combined successfully again at this centre to record their second straight classic success. The romance was short as Manifold rocked the boat in the final furlong to emerge the best of her age and sex, but to the credit of Romantic Star, it must be mentioned that she produced a heart-warming performance and lives to fight another day. The fact that the first 2 in the first classic came from Usha is another feather in the cap of Amita Mehra. Up next was the Justice P. Mppa Memorial Cup, a Class 3 race over 1400 meters and had 14 on the card. Tootsie Roll, trained by Leo De Silva, who was coming into this race on the back of a win in the Bhagyanagar Novice Handicap Million over 1200 meters on the 20th of February in Hyderabad, will be looking for a winning spot here with Suraj Naredu in the saddle. Darius by Ramji trained Psychic Warrior had a disappointing 6th in the Bangalore Juvenile Million over 1400 meters on the 18th of March and would be looking to improve on that performance with Y.S. Srinath in the saddle. Valley Scepter, trained by SSF Hassan, who was 4th in the Mother's Boy Plate over 1200 meters on the 13th of February in Hyderabad, would have Kuldeep Singh holding the reins this time.
In between runners there is Wings of Fortune, and Yellow Zone is the back marker. Southern Crown continues to lead this field from Psychic Warrior, always in chase as they swing around a turn to straighten up after that there. Dayflower is beginning to get up on the outside with about 300 left in this race. Southern Crown still about a length and a half. Psychic Warrior after that there is Tootsie Roll, Autocratic, but it's now Psychic Warrior on the outside, grabs the lead from Tootsie Roll coming into the picture. It's going to be Tootsie Roll on the outside to come and grab the lead from Psychic Warrior. Tootsie Roll is going to lift this one from Psychic Warrior. Then there is Wireless Capture, Internal Affair, Wings of Fortune, Southern Crown. Then there is a Big Surf, Dayflower, Yellow Zone. After that there is
Tootsie Roll came up with a big effort in the final furlong to swamp the opposition in style. Psychic Warrior, who chased Southern Crown into the straight, shaped like a winner going into the final furlong, but faltered unexpectedly. Tootsie Roll not only covered the leeway, but also sped past the fancied runner to win by 3 lengths in the end. Valley Scepter ran on to finish third. The Managing Committee Gold Cup, a Class 1 race over 1200 meters, had 12 horses in the parade ring. The 7-year-old Smilestone, trained by Sharat Kumar, was 4th in the Jai Chamraja Wadiyar Cup over 1400 meters on the 14th of March and would be looking to improve on that performance, with Naveen M holding the reins. From Pacey Shroff's yard was Accolade, who had a disappointing 6th in the Suresh Mahindra Multi-Million Trophy over 1400 meters on the 5th of March and would be looking for a winning spot here, with Pete Trevor on his back. Ruled down under, trained by Rutherford Alford, who was coming into this race on the back of a win in the Bangalore Turf Club Trophy over 1200 meters on the 16th of April in Mumbai, would be looking for a win out here with S.A. Amit in the saddle.
And the Sidewinder comes in on first, being chased by Dubai 1. Accolade is the one which is cruising up on the outside, comes and grabs the lead and goes ahead is Accolade by about a length and a half, 2.5 in front of Mickey Mouse. Then comes Denny Craig, Sidewinder, life awaits towards the rail side. They are being followed by Smilestone, the one which is catching up on the outside, but Accolade is shotting aside from Smilestone. It is Accolade from Smilestone, Accolade from Smilestone, Accolade from Smilestone. It's going to be Smilestone Accolade. An absolutely close finish for this Managing Committee Gold Cup. Then we are ruled down under. They are being followed by Dazzling Bay, Denny Crane.
Sharat Kumar's trained Smilestone has time and again won races from impossible positions. Accolade slackened after going into the lead, and Smilestone, who came up with his patented late burst of speed, managed to get the nod close home. Ruled down under 2 finished with a flourish to claim the 3rd spot.
And that's all we have time for in this episode of The Winning Post. If you've missed anything, you can always catch it on our YouTube channel. Do remember to follow Mohit Lalwani on Twitter for his tips. And of course, goodbye. Until we see you next time, may the horse be with you.